Hello and welcome back inside Bob Wren's Stadium, and a bit of some issues with some technical stuff we're trying to work out, so we'll keep an eye on that as that progresses. Two batters into the game. The first was a fly out for Caden Konzak for the Joes, and then Bennett Clement knocked a single into right field. Right now, Riley Hawthorne up to the plate facing an 0-2 count. Oh, 2 to Hawthorne. Down and in, 4-1. So on the mound for the Southern Ohio Copperheads is going to be Cody Williams. And he will deliver this 1-2 in momentarily to Riley Hawthorne. Runner on the move. This one grounded straight up the middle, fielded by Williams. He'll only be able to go to first, though, as Clement was already at second. He does so for the out. So 2 down in the inning, runner into scoring position now for the Joes. And so now Andrew Patrick will come up to the plate. Andrew batting 176 on the season. Two outs, runner on second. First pitch in on the way, and that one missing up high for ball 1. One ball and no strikes, and now we get a step off from Williams. Here's the pitch, and that time it'll miss outside for ball 2. So a 2-0 count here to Andrew Patrick. And now this one lifted up in on the hands right side. Coming over from first is Class, and he will make the catch 5 feet short of the fence on the right side to retire the top of the first inning. So Bennett Clement aboard with a 1-out single, but the Joes aren't able to push him across. And we will head to the bottom of the first from Athens. No score between the Hamilton Joes and Southern Ohio Copperheads. Back in a moment on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Trey Rucker will come to the plate to lead things off for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. He will face off against Noah Tincher, who's making his second appearance. Noah went 3 innings last week. In his first start, gave up no earned runs and struck out 6. As the first pitch in there for strike 1 to Rucker. Rucker batting .286 on the season, highest of any Copperhead in this lineup. And he'll ground this one up the middle, and that's through for a base hit. Andrew Patrick over there at short, kind of shadowing more towards third base. Good job by Rucker to find the hole, and he's got himself a single through the middle. So now Carson Shepard will come up, runner on first, nobody out. Tincher, the lefty, will give a check over to the runner on first.
Looks like Shepard is coming into the game with a .231 average.
Shepard, the shortstop for the Copperheads in this game. Rucker going. This one lined into center field. Rucker all the way at second. The catch is going to be made by Clements. And the throw over to first is just a bit offline. Now Rucker's going to try to go for 2. Ulrich to second, and it's in time. What a wacky play there. The hit and run was on. Rucker got all the way to second base before the ball was caught. And then Bennett Clement for the Joes tried to throw it over to first. The throw was just too far, though, for Parker Lester to field. And then Evan Ulrich was backing him up. I don't think Rucker knew that, and so then he started to take off back towards second, and he was gunned down. So the Joes are able to empty the bases, and now 2 down for Ashton Thomas. First pitch missing for ball 1. Next one on the way from Tincher, and that'll spike in the turf. For ball 2. .2-0 the count, and that time it's going to miss down and away. So make it 3-0. That time he'll find the zone for a strike. Thomas coming up, nobody on. And he'll take a swing and a miss at that one, which will make the count 3-2. The payoff pitch on the way, and that one misses down and away for ball 4. So Thomas able to work the 6-pitch walk. And now Kyle Ratliff will come to the plate. Runner on first, 2 outs. Ratliff batting .280 on the season. First pitch to him on the way, and that runs well inside. He had to lean out of the way of it. 4 ball 1. Tincher set on the mound from the stretch. He deals, and this time it's lifted up. Right side, coming over is Lester underneath it, and he'll make the catch with some last-second adjustments, and that will end the inning. So both teams able to get a runner on base, and the Copperheads got an additional one via the walk with 2 outs, but neither able to score any runs as we head to the second inning. 0-0, Joes and Copperheads live here on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Top of the second inning here from Athens. Evan Ulrich will lead things off. No score between the Joes and the Southern Ohio Copperheads. Some SpongeBob action on the walk-up for Evan Ulrich as he comes in. First pitch to Evan misses outside, 4-1. Williams readies, turns and fires, and this one hit hard up the middle. Going back is Ratliff in center. Now he's underneath it, just short of the warning track. He'll make the catch for out number 1 of the inning. Joseph hit the ball pretty hard off Williams to begin this game, but only Bennett Clement has found a hole so far. Grant Miller up next for the Joes. He's going to try to do something. Bennett Clement came through with 1 out in the last inning. 1 out now here in the top of the second inning. Miller squares to bunt, and that one drops down low. Miller pulls the bunt back, so it'll stay ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Now this one pushed right side, but right at the second baseman, Aldridge, who took a couple steps to his left and made the catch for out number 2.
Oh, man.
This is one I would want as my walk-up coming up on the road.
It's seemingly like the Copperheads have got jokes with their songs that they're playing for our Joes as they come up to bat.
Some Caillou, some Caillou for Parker Lester.
Parker is searching for his first hit of the season.
Maybe some familiarity for Parker, who's down in the count 0-1. This is a ballpark he's already played in. Mac Ballpark, as he plays at Miami. Takes a swing and miss at that one, though, to fall behind the count 0-2. Both the Bobcats and Red Hawks were kind of battling it out for the final spot in the MAC tournament. The Bobcats ended up taking that 4th position. This one's grounded up the right side. Coming over as Aldridge, bit of a lollipop throw over to first, but still in time to beat out Lester, and the Joes go down 1-2-3. So we will head to the bottom of the second inning. Not too much to report so far from Athens. 0-0 our score between the Joes and the Chads. Back in a moment on the Hamilton Joes All Wealth Broadcast Network. Bottom of the second here from Athens. Luke Westpoli, Pearl Zabel alongside. Noah Tincher retakes the mound for the Joes. Give up a couple base runners in the first, but was able to retire them pretty quickly from a bit of an unorthodox double play, and then the inning being ended after he gave up that walk. 1 walk and 1 hit for the Copperheads in inning number 1. Leading things off will be Clayton Hodges. Clayton batting .211 on the season, left fielder. He watches the first pitch go by for strike one. And quickly into pitch number 2, Tincher fires this one laced up the middle, and that'll get down in front of Bennett Clement for a base hit. So in back-to-back innings now, a single to center field for the Copperheads. This one by way of Clayton Hodges. And now Mitch Class will come up to the plate.
Looks like Mitch Class coming in on a 250 average, but actually has 8 walks in 20 plate appearances.
Interesting. So he's a guy who's willing to fight up there at the plate. Runner goes right away. Hit and run. This one's fouled back. We saw Tincher give up the 1 walk in the first. But in his last appearance, I believe he only walked 1.
I believe that's correct.
Yeah, only 1 walk to 6 strikeouts for Noah Tincher in his only appearance. That came against the Grand Lake Mariners on June 9th. So we get a pick off over to first. Runner on first, nobody out, 0-1 count to Mitch Class. Tincher will lift the knee and throw over to first. As he was lifting that knee from the stretch, Class squared up to bunt. We'll see if he gives it another try if this pitch comes to the plate. Hodges leaning at first. Bunt is squared. It's popped up, and now will drop behind home plate. So an 0-2 count. Mitch Class going to be swinging the bat here. Runner on first, nobody out. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Lifted up right side. That'll get out of play into the road. The count will remain 0-2. Runner goes. Pitch is inside, and it skips away from Ulrich, so no chance for him on that. Count will move to 1-2 to Class. And Hodges advances over to second. One ball and 2 strikes. The pitch fouled to the backstop. Sun still up above the pretty tall grandstand on the left side. But the shadows starting to creep up towards the third base line. Lights are beginning to turn on here at Bob Wren Stadium as we approach 7:30 p.m. local time. Tincher takes a look at second, and now he's going to step off. Crowd has only increased in size since first pitch. Next pitch on the way. That one skips away from Ulrich as well. All the way near the Copperheads dugout. Hodges will advance, and the count will jump up to 2-2. So now we're runner on third, nobody out. Two count to Class. Big spot here for Tincher. Did not give up a run his first time out. He lifts and fires. This one grounded over to short, and the play is going to be made over to first in time by Patrick. Run will score. So the Copperheads take an early lead thanks to the RBI ground out from Mitch Class. Now base is empty with 1 down. Ian Crump coming to the plate, batting just 100 on the season, is the right fielder. First pitch missing high and away for ball 1. Tincher bringing the glove up near the face. And that one fouled away, so the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. One pitch. That one missing off the plate to run the count 2-1 now. And quickly, Tincher firing home. That time he can't find it. May have missed just a little bit low. So the count is 3-1 now to Crump. Will take a second to gather himself outside the box.
Seeming that the shadows can't come any quicker, Parker Lester at first keeps shielding the sun away. I'm sure the players would love for the sun to go down as quickly as possible in this heat and for visibility.
So Crump works the 1-out walk. Yeah, the sun is behind the home dugout right now, so kind of looking across from first to third, maybe in Lester's eyes. We're going to get an infield meeting here as Ryan Finnerty will come out and gather to the fence. He'll just talk things over. Tincher, as we mentioned before, very, very clean outing against the Grand Lake Mariners last week.
Not many blemishes in his last appearance at all.
Yeah, only 1 hit and 1 walk in 3 innings. Gave up 0 earned runs and struck out 6. So with 1 out and a runner on first, the meeting will break up. The batter is Matthew Friesen, the catcher batting 143 on the year. Tincher coming set on the mound will pitch from the stretch. Big swing and a miss there for strike 1 as that one dove below the bat of Friesen. Tincher setting now and throwing back over to first. We've seen him throw over to first quite a lot, but the Copperheads, to be fair, have also been quite aggressive on the base paths, especially working those hit and runs. Oh, 1. Another move over to first. Tincher winds and fires. That one missing outside. Runner goes. Throw is good, and it's in time. Good throw by Evan Ulrich. He guns down Ian Crump with the tag applied on the 1-hop by Riley Hawthorne, and now the base is empty with 2 outs. A ball and a strike, the count to Matthew Friesen. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back. See some of the crowd set up in lawn chairs in the grass along each baseline, kind of more towards the outfield, and then a lot of people spotting the bleachers surrounding home plate area. So 1-2 is lifted up and out of play. This has a similar construction in that regard to what Miami has, and being in the same conference would make sense. At McKee Field, a lot of MAC ballparks tend to look like this. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So after giving up the run early, Noah Tincher looking strong to close out the inning. He strikes out Matthew Friesen for his first wave of the day. The Copperheads get 1 in the bottom of the 2nd inning, and we will move on to the 3rd. Due up for the Joes, 8-9-1. Walker Bridges, Nick Wimmers, and Caden Konzak. When we come back, you're watching Joes Baseball on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Top of the third, back inside Bob Wren Stadium. Walker Bridges will try to get the Joes going as they look to respond to the one run put across by the Cheds in the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 our score. Bridges batting 111 on the season, still looking to find his stride. He's had a few days off. And he takes the first pitch softly down into right center field. Taking a while to get to it in the outfield, but still doing so is Crump, and that will prevent him, Bridges that is, from getting any farther than first. But nonetheless, it's a leadoff single for Walker Bridges. Good for him to get his bat going. And that'll bring up Nick Wimmers, the 9-hitter. Wimmers had a good day yesterday with a single and a walk, went 1 for 3. Bridges on the move. This one slapped left side, and it'll push foul towards the Jets bullpen. It didn't quite get there. It fell in the grass area, and to the delight of a few kids here. Saw about 6 guys get up and full sprint over there to the left side to try and secure the loose ball. Now a couple of them are wrestling for it over there on the left side. 0-1 the count. Quick pickoff move over to first to no avail. Bridges back in time. Wimmers the switch hitter, batting left-handed this time to face the righty Williams. Saw Wimmers get some work in on both sides during batting practice. Took a couple swings from the right and a couple swings from the left. Runner on first, nobody out. Williams steps off. So a quick break, and now get ready to deliver the 0-1, and that one misses outside to even the count at a ball and a strike. Here comes the 1-1, and that is a swing and a miss from Wimmers for strike 2. So no move from Bridges over there on first since the hit and run attempt on the first pitch. 1-2 the count to Wimmers. And that time he was leaning at first. A little check on him from Williams. The 1-2. This one grounded up the middle. Williams throws over to second in time, on to first, and they got him. 1-6-3 double play will clear out the bases. And so back to the top of the order in a disappointing way for the Joes. Caden Konzak will now come up with nobody on. Konzak 0-for-1. We missed his first at-bat on the broadcast. He flew out to left. As the first pitch catches the top of the zone for strike 1. Joseph hit Williams pretty hard. They've put a good amount of balls in play, as Williams does not have a single strikeout yet. 0-1 missing up high. But the Joes still looking for a couple hits to string together and try and spur the offense. The 1-1 misses down low. 4-2. Righty on lefty matchup. 2-1 pitch. This one in on the hands, grounded right side. It'll bounce its way foul. Get all the way out there in right field. So that'll move the count to 2-2 with 2 down to Caden Konzak. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball just off the plate. That'll run the count full. On deck for the Joes is Bennett Clement, who's 1 for 1 with a single. Payoff pitch on the way, inside, ball 4. So a good at-bat from Konzak, and the Joes are able to secure a base runner with 2 down. Bennett Clement coming to the plate for Hamilton. He could really use some of that clutch hitting that he has shown throughout the season as they try to tie this game up. First pitch, foul tipped back. Hitting off the mask of Friesen. Home plate umpire is going to hand deliver the ball well. Friesen collects himself. Took the mask off for a moment. So 0-1 the count to Clements. Runner on first, 2 down. Williams kicks and deals. Runner on the move. That one falls inside. Throw is high. It's not in time. Konzak moves into scoring position with the stolen bag. And the count will move to 1-1 on Clement. So now a runner in scoring position to worry about for Williams. One on the way. Clement fouls it up into the screen. Good pitch to hit there for Bennett. He just couldn't quite square it up high in the zone. "83 degrees here at Bob Wren Stadium, and some light gray clouds have now moved over the field. Big lead over there at second. 1-2 to Clement. Slapped right side. Is that going to get down in fair territory? It is not. Good piece of hitting there from Clement, but he just pushed it a little too hard down the line, and the spin took that one about 2 feet foul. Would have easily scored a run. Definitely extra bases for Clement had that one landed in fair territory. Count will remain 1-2. Williams set on the bump. And he'll lift the knee and turn around. Long pause. And now the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Clement tosses the bat back to the dugout in frustration as he went chasing on that pitch down and away. And the Joes will strand a man in scoring position to close out the top of the third. 1-0 still our score. We'll head to the bottom of the inning when we come back. You're watching Joes Baseball on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Bottom of the third inning here from Athens. Luke West-Polypearl's able alongside. The 9-hitter in the lineup, Conor Aldridge, will come up and see his first of Noah Tincher, who's back on the mound for the Joes. Conor Aldridge batting 125 on the season, looking to extend on the Cheds' 1-0 lead. First pitch from Tincher in there for strike one. Joe's continuing to push those middle infielders out pretty wide. As the 0-1 slides away from the zone to even the count. Now the 1-1 offering from Tincher. This one off the end of the bat, lifted up left side, foul territory next to third base. Bridges underneath it. He'll make the catch for the first out of the inning. Back to the top of the order we go. Trey Rucker is 1 for 1 with a single.
Now batting for the Copperheads, number 3.
Take it back to that first inning. He was then retired on that wacky double play where he ran all the way to second on a fly ball. It was caught, so he had to run back. Almost got gunned down at first, and then the ball missed. He tried to run to second on it and was thrown out there. First pitch missing out wide for ball one. And that time it's going to miss as well, or rather hit the zone for the strike. So the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike for Trey Rucker. Tincher winds and fires. That one crossing the plate for strike 2. One strikeout in the game so far for Noah Tincher. Looking for number 2. There it is. Swing and a miss. Rucker goes chasing. That one was high and away. And Rucker not able to get a piece of it. 2 down in the inning now. Second strikeout for Tincher.
Now batting for your Copperheads, number 1, Carson Shepard.
Carson Shepard, the shortstop, will now come up. He hit that fly out the straightaway center. Righty on lefty matchup coming up. First pitch from Tincher, and it hit him. So 1 pitch and a base runner for the Cheds. As they will get a base runner with 2 away. Ashton Thomas will come up. Bam Thomas, as he is known. Runner on first, 2 down. Tincher looked squared away to get out of this inning pretty quickly, but now he's got more work to do. First pitch in there for strike 1. A little slider from Noah Tincher with some break. Little check swing from Thomas, but he decided not to go after it. 0-1 on the way and on the hands. It's lifted up and out of play on the left side. Over the bleachers into the concourse area here at Bob Red Stadium. So quickly behind in the count 0-2 is Ashton Thomas. And now this one laced right side, but it's going to pull out of play. Count will remain 0-2. Tincher eyeing Ulrich behind the plate. Here comes, watch out, that one hits him as well. So back-to-back batters now where Noah Tincher's lost control a little bit. He's hit 2 guys in a row. And so now they'll be on first and second with 2 outs. Kyle Ratliff coming up. He popped out in foul territory to Parker Lester at first in his only plate appearance so far.
You'd love for Tincher to get out of this quickly as Ratliff leads the Copperheads with both runs and RBIs. Pardon me, hits and RBIs.
Yeah, Ratliff batting .280 coming into this game. First pitch bounces. Good job by Ulrich to keep it in front for ball 1. Ratliff had 2 doubles against the Joes, was a pain in their side He went 2 for 5 in the first meeting between these two teams. The next pitch rather, missing outside for ball 2. Joe's pitch, Josh Leisure as the starter in that one. 2-0 on the way, and that one fouled off. Hits off the leg of Ratliff. That'll make the count 2-1. Ratliff to stand back in. Tincher takes a breath. And he calls time. Ratliff didn't like how long Tincher was taking. He kind of froze for a little bit on the mound and then took a look over at second. Two-one offering. Up and in for ball 3. So now maybe in a bit of a danger zone is Noah Tincher, as he's one ball away from potentially walking him loaded. 3-1 pitch, missing up high, ball 4. And Ratliff will take to the base paths for his first time today.
Number 11, Clayton Hodges.
No mound visit. The Joes are going to let Noah Tincher try to get out of this one himself. After the inning was extended thanks to 3 free bags, 2 hit by pitches and a walk. Clayton Hodges coming up. He singled and came around to score the only run of the game in his last time up to lead off the last inning. First pitch misses up high from Tincher for ball 1. One-0 on the way. That one outside as well for ball 2. And now Evan Ulrich going to call time and head over to the pitcher's mound. We've seen Ulrich do this quite a lot for the Joes pitchers. As, you know, regardless of who it is in the rotation, Ulrich is generally that stone in place behind the plate. We've seen Nick Wimmers come in for him a couple of times when he's been in need of some rest, but mostly Ulrich carrying the catching duties for the Joes. Wimmers has been in the DH spot now for the past 2 nights. 2-0 the count. Hodges up with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Tincher fires home. That one misses up and away for ball 3. And now on the right side, Nick Wimmers is running over to the Joes bullpen. So potentially a new guy warming up for Hamilton. 3-0 finds the outside corner for strike 1. Big pitch there from Noah Tincher. Three-one, swing and a miss. Up high, that'll fill the count. Hodges was probably looking at ball 4 there, but that was a good pitch to hit nonetheless. Full count, 2 outs, bases loaded. Tincher is set. Here's the pitch. Ring him up, called strike 3 on the inside corner. Hodges will
disagree.
Yeah, take a moment and continue to talk to the home plate umpire, but nonetheless, Noah Tincher escapes the jam and does not give up any runs. We thought this might be a quick inning. The Copperheads extended with 3 straight base runners, but a 0 hung by Tincher as we head to the 4th. 1-0 our score. Joe's bats coming to the plate when we come back. You're watching the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Top of the fourth inning here from Athens. Riley Hawthorne will lead things off after a Houdini act from Mr. Noah Tincher in the bottom of the third. As the Copperheads leave them loaded, 1-0 our score. Cheds lead the Joes. First pitch zipped in, missing down and in to Riley Hawthorne for ball one. Hawthorne came up with Bennett Clement on first. Joes were trying to work the hit and run, and Hawthorne chopped it right back to the pitcher, Williams, who put him out. 1-0 missing in a similar spot for ball two. Two-0 pitch on the way. All three pitches pretty much in the exact same spot now as Hawthorne out in front 3-0. Williams from the windup. Over the outside half of the plate for strike one. So a 3-1 count now. Here's the pitch. Up high, ball four. And Riley Hawthorne works the leadoff walk. So for the second straight inning now, the Joes leadoff man is on. They're going to finally try to do something with it as Andrew Patrick will come to the plate. Andrew Patrick at a right state. Looking to find his stride. He's batting 176 on the year, but the Joes have really high hopes for him. He's got some serious pop in his bat as well. Runner on first, nobody out. First pitch, runs up. Did it hit him? They're going to give him the base. Patrick is disappointed. Patrick wanted to swing the bat. The umpire came right up and I think asked Patrick, did that hit you? And he shook his head no. And the umpire pointed and said, go to first. And he did not want to take the base, but back-to-back free bags nonetheless for the Joes.
Absolutely.
Evan Ulrich coming up now, first and second, nobody out. From the stretch, Williams deals over the outside corner. Strike one. No one count to Ulrich, and that pitch, look out. Up near the chin. Ulrich leaning away. That'll leave in the count at a ball and a strike. Fans having some fun here at Bob Wren Stadium. Good community crowd comes out to these Copperheads games. Back for the 2022 season after taking last year off. Infield pop-up for Ulrich in foul territory. Halfway up the line, calling off at the last second is Class. We'll get everyone away from that and retire Ulrich for the first out of the inning. So now Grant Miller up, still first and second, one out now. No sign over there from Tyler Thaman at third base just yet. And now Miller into the box. He lined out on kind of a looper to second base his first time up. This one hit in the same spot. This time it'll get over the head, though. Into right field. Rounding third coming home is Hawthorne. And now a potential play at the plate. It's cut off, and the throw home is not in time as both runs score. So Andrew Patrick with some heads-up base running is going to score from first on a single by Grant Miller. And just like that, the Joes have the lead. The hit and run may have been on there as it looked like at second base Hawthorne started running and Patrick kind of got a late jump, but I guess it didn't matter as he was still able to come around three bags on the single. And now the runner on the move again. Throw over is going to be in time, but it skips away. As the Joes continuing to be very active on the base paths here It's a stolen bag for Grant Miller. This would be a great time for Parker Lester to get his first hit as the Joes lead 2-1. Top of the fourth, 1 out. Williams pitching from the stretch again. Dealt in and called strike 2. Lester 0 for 16 on the season.
You'd absolutely love for him to get a hit now. I was just talking to him yesterday and today. You know, he was joking about having to sacrifice a chicken if something doesn't happen soon.
He fouls that one back.
We believe in you, Parker.
Yeah, always got to try new things when you're in the slump. And he had his pregame Cheez-Its yesterday. I don't know if he had them today. He wasn't in the lineup yesterday, so he's coming off that rest day. The count is still 0-2 to Parker. Here's the pitch. That one will miss well up high. So 1-2 count. On deck for the Joes is Walker Bridges, who got things going in the last inning with a leadoff single. One, two. Fouled up the right side. Ryan Finnerty decides to not go after it. He claims he watches all the broadcasts back afterwards, so we'll see if he really does. He's probably going to come up to me tomorrow about saying that about him. 1-2 the count to Parker Lester. Williams fires in. Lester hits this one to straightaway center. Backing up his Ratliff to the warning track. He will make the grab. Tagging from second is Miller, and he will arrive in third base safely. Parker Lester 0 for 2 on the day now with a loud out all the way to the track out there in center. Well hit.
He definitely gave it a ride. I think it's only a matter of time.
Now batting for the Joes, number 12, Walker Bridges.
So Walker Bridges now with 2 down will come up with a runner on third. Joe's leading 2-1 after the 2 RBI single by Grant Miller, who's on third base. Swing and a miss on the first pitch from Bridges. Walker out of LSU Eunice. Struggled a little bit to start the season, got some days off, but looked good in his first at-bat. Now the 0-1 offering. That one diving just below the zone, leaving the count at a ball and a strike. Williams winds and fires. This one grounded over to short. Coming in is Shepard. Bit of an awkward throw over to first, but it's in time for the third out of the inning. Joe strand 1, but they get 2 as they take the lead heading into the bottom of the fourth inning. Due up for the Copperheads, Class, Crump, and Friesen when we come back as they look to respond. You're watching Joe's Baseball on the All Wealth Hamilton Joe's Broadcast Network. Mitch Class leading things off for the Copperheads here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 2-1 our score. New pitcher on the mound for the Joes, and he delivers a strike in there across the zone. New pitcher is Shea Hendrickson for Hamilton. As the 0-1 falls in for strike two. Two very similar pitches to start Hendrickson's outing. And now the 0-2, slider just missing over the outside corner. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good start for Shea Hendrickson as he's able to wave Mitch Class. And 1 out in the inning as Ian Crump will come up. For Noah Tincher, he goes 3 innings. Gives up 1 run off 2 hits. And he struck out 3, walked 3, and hit 2. First pitch in there to Crump across the zone for strike 1. As the second pitch missing to even up the count, at a ball and a strike. Ian Crump walked his last time up and then was caught stealing. 1-1 is up high the whole way for ball 2.
Hendrickson comes into the game for his 3rd appearance with the Joes. He's pitched 4 innings for us and has a 4.5 ERA.
3-1 is the count. Here's the pitch, fouled straight back. Shea's last appearance was a start at McBride Stadium as he went 3 innings against the Richmond Jazz, gave up 2 runs off 5 hits in the win. Full count pitch, high and in, ball 4. As the 1-out walk is worked by Ian Crump. Back-to-back walks from Crump to begin this game. And now Matthew Friesen up to the plate. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Runner on first, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch on the way, and it misses up high for ball 1. From the belt. Hendrickson deals home. Fake steal. That one off the glove of Hendrickson, and there may be no play. He tries to go to first, and he got him. Good play by Shea Hendrickson. As that one was hit up the middle, maybe could have been 2 if it actually got past Hendrickson, but he kind of threw his glove out of instinct, and it hit off of it and deflected into a soft spot in the infield. But great play by Hendrickson to recover that ball and throw over to first. As I mentioned while the play was unfolding, I didn't think he was going to have a play over there, but he did. That will bring up the 9-hitter Conor Aldridge. Just mentioned over the PA, it's his birthday today. Got a nice ovation from the crowd. He will chop this one up the right side. It'll go foul and into the hands of Greg May over there coaching first. Ched's trying to respond after giving up 2 in the top of the 4th inning. Thanks to the 2 RBI single from Grant Miller. 0-1 count. Pitch is high and away. So now a righty pitcher in for the Joes. A bit of a different look after Noah Tincher, the lefty, went 3 innings. He'll face the lefty batter, Conor Aldridge. And that time the 1-1 offering missing off the inside part of the plate. Two and 1. Long look at second from Hendrickson. Now he deals home. And that one missing, but a check swing. They said he went around. So that'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Missed high and in, but bit of a kind of defensive swing from Conor Aldridge. 2-2. This one hit into center. Backing up is Clement. He reaches up and he makes the catch for the final out. I don't think Clement read that one right off the bat, as he didn't start running until it was probably into the outfield already, and as a result, he was still in full sprint with the arm completely outstretched, but he's still able to make the play, and that will end the inning. So the Joes escape the fourth and retain their lead. 2-1 our score. We'll head to the fifth when we come back. 9-1 two-hitters due up for the Joes on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Nick Wimmers leading off for the Joes as we get underway in the top of the fifth inning. Hamilton leading Southern Ohio 2-1. Nick is 0 for 1 on the day. He grounded into a 1-6-3 double play his only time up. First pitch misses high and in up near the hands for ball one from the pitcher Williams, who remains in the game for the Cheds after the Joes switched out their starter Noah Tincher in the last inning. 1-0 offering in there for strike one. Nick Wimmers out of Nebraska. We'll get the 1-1, push it up the left side. Will this get down fair? It will, or maybe not. They're going to call it foul. It was really close. Looked like it might land on the line, and that was the case that Tyler Thaman was pleading, but just a little bit foul, so Wimmers will have to return to the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. As mentioned before, Nick Wimmers out of Nebraska. Want to shout out Joe's player last season who came from Nebraska, Leighton Banjoff, who just announced he'll be transferring and coming back to his home state of Ohio to play for the Bowling Green Falcons next year to finish out his eligibility. 1-2 to Wimmers, skipped in the turf, and that one actually hit off the home plate umpire. Looks like it hit him on the forearm. And so he will take a second to gather himself. So that was a tough play behind the plate for Friesen to make. That ball was kind of spiked, and it, I believe, hit the turf, and they have hit off of Friesen before it came in contact with the umpire. So a 2-2 count to Wimmers coming up. Take a quick look around the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League. Xenia Scouts trailing the Grand Lake Mariners in Salina in the top of the fifth, 4-3. And the other game in the South Division, we saw a doubleheader between the Cincinnati Steam and the Richmond Jazz. Steam take game one, 4-1. Just got underway in game two, and in the bottom of the first, Jazz looking to respond, already up 4-0. 2-2 to Wimmers, fouled back between the legs of Friesen to the backstop behind home plate. Joes will be back on the road tomorrow, as will be a common theme this week, as they will head to Salina to take on the Grand Lake Mariners at Montgomery Field. 2-2 offering. Misses out wide for ball 3. Joe's currently perfect on the road, sitting at 2-0 after the win last night at Xenia. This is only the second home game for the Cheds, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast. Wimmers grounds that one up right side. It was knocked down. Throw over to first, though, is not going to be in time. An athletic play nonetheless by Aldridge, as he knocked that one down on the diving effort to prevent it from going into the outfield, but Wimmers able to beat it out. You could say it's an infield single for Nick. Caden Konzak comes up now. Runner on first, nobody out. Lefty will face off against Williams, who has to pause to tie his shoe. But good to see the 9-man Nick Wimmers, who looks to really starting to be coming into form, as he's got hits on back-to-back nights now. Konzak walked in his last time up, and will take the first pitch, grounded up the right side, but it'll go foul. Across the Nicholson family turf sign here at Bob Wren Stadium, the infield and then actually a little bit into the outfield is turfed, with the rest being natural grass. That turfing project was done later, as this stadium was constructed in 1998. That turf project was relatively recent. 0-1 misses down low to Konzak. This is a beautiful stadium. A lot of improvements have been made in a very short time in the grand scheme of things to this stadium since its opening in the late 90s. It's the 1-1 cross at the plate for strike 2. This stadium, of course, home to Ohio University baseball. 1-2 to Konzak. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got between the legs. Konzak didn't realize it, and so he's going to be thrown out at first, but that does allow Wimmers to advance over to second. Konzak was the hot dog hitter here at Bob Wren Stadium. So dollar hot dogs now that he struck out. The crowd let out a huge cheer after he struck out, and I wasn't quite sure why. Konzak may have actually been able to beat that out had he realized that Friesen dropped that ball. But nonetheless, 1 out in the inning for the new batter, Bennett Clement. Runner is into scoring position, though. And Clement is the guy you want coming to the plate with a runner in scoring position. Absolutely.
He came into today leading the team with hits. He's normally one of our more clutch guys.
And he had, of course, the walk-off winner on opening day, but seems to be the best Joe in terms of hitting situationally. First pitch to Bennett misses down and away for ball 1. Bennett, one of a few guys on the team out of LSU Eunice. We talked to Ryan Finnerty about that team, and the Bengals, of course, if you're not aware, they're one of the top JUCOs in the country. Won the national championship in the NJCAA a couple seasons ago. The 1-0 offering to Clement. Finds his own for strike 1, and Williams is down. Yeah, the trainer's going to come out. His hat came flying off, and he's favoring that left hamstring. He's going to try to shake things off here, it looks like. But yeah, for those LSU Eunice guys, this is a very important time in their development, because you talk about the COVID year and how that kind of threw a loop in everything in terms of eligibility. Is I think Williams is going to get a chance to throw a couple pitches to test out that leg. But normally in JUCO, you know, obviously you're only going to have guys staying for a year or two before the eventual goal there is to transfer out to, you know, usually a Division I institution. But for a lot of those guys, they had their eligibility retained as Williams is going to stay in the game. So they had a lot of returners from that national championship team actually come back for a third year in JUCO, which meant the roster size kind of exploded at a lot of JUCOs around the country. And we saw some of those incoming freshmen, guys like Clement and Walker Bridges and Tegan Bork as well, all playing for the Joes and LSU units, maybe not getting as much time as they were expecting to. So this is a crucial point for those batters to see some live ABs and those pitchers to get time as well. And Bennett's done a great job. 1-1, grounded up the middle. Nice play, the scoop from Shepard. The throw over to first, though, is not in time.
Great attempt, though.
Yeah, another nice play from the middle infield, as it was a bit of a snow cone scoop from Shepard over at first. But Bennett Clement beat it out, and he knew it, flashing the safe signal as he crossed first base. They're on the corners now, and the batter will be Riley Hawthorne. With one down, I would not be surprised in the slightest to see Bennett Clement moving here. He's also been one of the most active Joes on the base paths. He's not going to go on this first pitch, though, as it misses outside for ball one. For Riley Hawthorne, he scored the first Joes run as he walked to lead off the fourth inning. Kind of started the parade, so to speak, as he then made it to second and scored on the RBI single from Grant Miller. 1-0, skipped in the turf. Got some movement out in the Copperheads bullpen. Tough to see who it is from here. Runner going, swinging in a foul ball. It slow rolls its way to the Joes dugout to make the count 2-1. So thought the night may be winding down for Williams anyway, but especially after that injury scare that he had just a moment ago, got to think that maybe he's going to see his final few batters in this inning. Here in the top of the fifth, he's given up 2 runs off 5 hits so far. 2-1, misses in the turf for ball 3. On deck for the Joes is Andrew Patrick, who was hit by pitches last time up. 3-1, the count to Hawthorne. The pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Hawthorne got a piece. Good pitch there by Williams as it just kind of died right before it got to the zone. Looked like it might be coming right down Broadway and finished towards kind of the low part of the zone. So the count runs full to Hawthorne. Runner obviously on the move. This one ripped to right field. Clement going back at the wall. It's gone. Clement was turning around thinking that might be a fly out to right, but Riley Hawthorne rips that one over the right field fence. It's a 3-run shot, and the Joes extend their lead to make it 5-1. First home run of the season for Riley Hawthorne. As a big bolster of momentum there for the Joes. A base-clearing home run for Riley Hawthorne. Andrew Patrick coming up with the Joes sitting up top 5-1. So we'll see if Andrew can follow that up. First pitch across the zone for strike one. 0-1 offering pushed up and over the screen. Clouds have dispersed somewhat here over Bob Wren Stadium. Still a little bit of natural light. Not totally dark yet here in Athens. 0-2 bounces in the dirt.
Temperatures definitely cooled down significantly.
Yeah, so it's 81 right now. It was sitting in the upper 80s, kind of low 90s throughout the day, bouncing back and forth. This is very interesting because there was a thunderstorm warning. All the games in the GLSCL got underway as they should have in the South Division, but there was a thunderstorm warning So we get a 1-2 that skips in the turf to Patrick to make it 2-2. Thunderstorm warning in Southwest Ohio, but it's, weird because a lot of those GLSCL South teams are kind of grouped in the same area, but Southern Ohio is so far out of the way that, the weather here seems to be totally different than where all the other teams are based. 2-2 in the dirt. Patrick works at full. First long at bat we've seen from Andrew all night. The payoff in the turf, ball 4. So we saw in the last at bat that Patrick prefers to pad the stats with hits, but he'll take 2 free bags as he's now on base for the second time and he'll work the walk. And now we see TJ Lanning come out of the Copperheads dugout. We'll see if he's going to take the baseball, and he indeed will, from Williams. So that will be the end of the night. Solid start for Williams, but the Joes were finally able to solve him as we kind of got to the middle innings, and that is how his day will come to a close. So a new pitcher coming to the mound for the Copperheads. We'll take a short break and tell you who it is when we come back. Joes leading 5-1. You're watching Joes Baseball on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. New pitcher coming into the game for the Copperheads is Adam Beery. Adam making his 3rd appearance out of the bullpen for Southern Ohio. He's pitched 4 2/3 innings, giving up 6 hits, 6 runs, only 3 of them earned. Walked 1 and struck out 6. Runner on first, that's Andrew Patrick. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Patrick on the move on the first pitch. It's in there for strike 1, but the throw to second will not be in time. Patrick almost overslid the bag as he was getting up. He had to keep full extension on that left leg to make sure that it stayed on the base, but it did. So a stolen bag for Andrew Patrick. Evan Ulrich is the batter for the Joes. He goes down in the count 0-1. Beery sets, turns and fires. Check swing, that one in the dirt, but a good recovery rather quickly by Friesen. Prevents Patrick from moving up the base pads. One count to Evan Ulrich. Here's the pitch. Grounded up the left side into the breadbasket of Rucker. He fires across the diamond in time for out number 2. Andrew Patrick will not be able to advance.
Thank you very much. Now batting for the Joes, number 1, Grant Miller.
So 2 down now for Grant Miller. Grant, who had the 2 RBIs in the last inning on that single that he hit. That was a really interesting play as well. We've seen a lot of kind of weird plays as the Joes were able to score 2 on an RBI single with runners on first and second. Andrew Patrick is on second base now, scored from first on a single. Williams lifted, or rather, Beery lifted the knee to look over at second. And now he will deliver. That one missing for ball 1. 1-0 offering. And that one slides down low for ball 2. So Miller is the 7th Joe now to bat in this inning. They've already scored 3. Runner on second, 2 outs now. Beery turns and fires. Make it 3-0. That one missing down and in. On the fastball. .30 pitch, up and away, ball 4.
All right, now comes Parker Lester. Searching for that first hit.
So Lester up, first and second, 2 outs. He came in with a runner in scoring position his last time up and grounded out, or rather flew out to center field on a ball that was hit really hard, got all the way to the track. First pitch to Lester, little looper into left, but Hodges is not moving much, and he'll make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So still nothing doing for Parker Lester as he falls to 0 for 3 on the day, and that will retire the side in the top of the 5th. But not before the Joes could get 3. A 3-run home run from Riley Hawthorne, his first of the season, puts the Joes out in front by 4. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Shea Hendrickson back on the mound for the Joes when we return. 5-1 our score on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Ched's looking for a rally as we head into the bottom of the 5th. They trail 5-1. First pitch into Trey Rucker, crosses the zone for strike 1. Shea Hendrickson back on the mound for his 2nd inning of work. As the 0-1 offering missing up high. That'll leave the count at a ball and a strike. Rucker is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. 1-1 offering, look out. A high arching curveball that just never fell down.
Rucker has the Cheds 1 of 2 hits that they have so far.
Next pitch on the way, that one missing up high as well. They're going to check, and they say he went. It was a close check swing by Rucker. He disapproved. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Hendrickson. This one laced into left field, and it's actually going to die and get down for a base hit. So Rucker hit that one pretty hard, but off the end of the bat, the spin just carried it down into the turf, and it dropped in front of Grant Miller. And the leadoff man aboard for the Cheds as Rucker ends up with a base knock. So now Carson Shepard up to the plate. Shepard was hit by a pitch his last time up. So we get a check to the runner on first. Shepard was one of 2 Copperheads that were hit back-to-back as things started to wind down for Noah Tincher. First pitch got up there for ball 1. Tincher's last inning was a pretty stressful one as he was able to get 2 quick outs, but then hit a batter, and walk the batter to load the bases, but he was able to escape and hang a 0. So the 1-0 misses up high. That came in the 3rd inning. In a crucial time, as the Joes would then follow it up in the top of the 4th, riding some of that momentum by putting across 2 runs to take the lead. They would add on to that in the top of this 5th inning. 2-0 to Shepard. Finds the zone for strike 1. Fastball over the outside half of the plate. Quick pickoff, close play, and he got back in time. Snappy move over there to first by Shea Hendrickson. Tag applied pretty well also by Lester, but just getting back in the nick of time was Rucker. – 2-1 offering. That one missing well outside. So the count is 3-1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here from Athens, Ohio. Second most beautiful college town in the state of Ohio.
First to Miami, of course.
Of course. 3-1 hit up the middle. That'll get down for a base hit. Fielded quickly by Clement, so that'll hold up Rucker at second. But back-to-back singles to begin the inning for the Copperheads.
Now batting for your Copperheads, number 14, Ashton Thomas.
Ashton Thomas up to the plate. Thomas has not recorded an at-bat yet as he's been hit and walked. And he comes up in a big spot here, and he's squaring a bunt. Bunt is pulled back as that one dropped below the zone for ball 1. (1-0) offering. This one lifted up straight in the air. Thomas slams the bat on the ground. Coming back at short and making the grab rather casually is Andrew Patrick. Not sure there why Thomas decided to not bunt on the second pitch of the at-bat. But nonetheless, a good break for the Joes as they're able to record the first out of the inning and now could potentially escape with just 1 pitch. Kyle Ratliff is the batter. The cleanup man is 0 for 1 with a walk. First and second, 1 out. Hendrickson deals that curveball home, and it just missed upstairs. There is so much movement on that curveball from Shea Hendrickson. It's got tons of break to it, but it does kind of start pretty high, and so sometimes it just doesn't quite fall down where it needs to fall in the zone. 1-0 offering. In there for strike 1. Kyle Ratliff was batting .280, leading the Copperheads in hits coming into this one. 1-1 is fouled to the screen. So that'll make the count 1-2. Hendrickson takes a long look at second, goes back and forth, now fires home, lifted up in the air in the infield. Calling everyone off is Parker Lester. He'll make the catch. There were 3 different Joes that pursued that ball, as first it was Hendrickson on the mound, then Ulrich called him off, then Lester came all the way out there from first to call everybody off and make the catch. So Ratliff falls to 0 for 2 on the day. And now Clayton Hodges will come up. Clayton is 1 for 2. He scored the only Copperheads run. Came back in the second inning where he led off with a single. First and second, 2 outs. Runners on the move. And that one popped out of the glove of Ulrich, so they'll both advance. It was that curveball. Both guys got pretty good jumps for the Copperheads. So the force play is eliminated. Count is 1-0 to Hodges. Here's the pitch. Off the end of the bat, that one is pushed out of play. Will go behind us here in the box and over the stands. Crowd retention has been pretty good through these first 4.5 innings. Most of the people still here. 1-1, falling in there for strike 2. Hendrickson looking to escape. Hodges looking to give his team a big bolster of momentum. 1-2 offering. This one hit in the air to right towards the Joe's bullpen. It's going to get out of play. It was interesting. I was talking to some of the guys during batting practice. They said that they felt like this park was pretty big, and it is dimensions-wise. 340 down the lines, 405 in center. But we've already seen a home run and a lot of balls hit pretty well on both sides. 1-2, just missing upstairs. Saw a little bit of frustration on the face of Clayton Hodges as he kind of turned around towards us. Maybe thought that he might get rung up, or at least thought about taking a gander at it. 2-2 offering now, and that's going to miss up high all day. So a full count now with 2 outs. On deck is Mitch Klass for the Copperheads. Mitch is 0 for 2. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Shea Hendrickson hangs a 0 after giving up 2 base runners to lead off the inning. He retires the Copperheads in order to escape as the Joes continue to lead 5-1. To the 6th we go, due up for Hamilton Walker Bridges, the only Joe who didn't get to bat in the last inning. Wimmers and Konzak will follow when we come back. Top of the 6th on the way on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Walker Bridges leading off for the Joes. Top of the 6th inning from Bob Wren Stadium. Adam Beery back on the mound for the Copperheads. First pitch to Bridges. Started at the top, dove low for ball 1. One 0 offering. In there, catching the inside corner to even the count at a ball and a strike.
Joes have been pretty successful with their offense thus far. I was talking to Coach Ryan Finnerty, and we noticed in the broadcast just yesterday that they switched sides, coaching first and third base. Normally Ryan's on first, and Tyler is on third, and they switched. I asked him why. He thought it would spark some hits. But apparently they don't need to do that today.
Yeah, they switched back today. Finnerty back on first and Damon on third. 2-2 hit well out there to left, but Hodges looks to be underneath it as he'll make the catch for out number 1. Bridges is retired. Nick Wimmers will come up. Or excuse me, we're actually going to get a pinch hitter as Tristan's going to come in for the first time. Tristan Melvin will pinch hit for Nick Wimmers.
He comes into the game with a .333 average.
And he chops this one to short. Shepard had to wait on it. Throw across the diamond, gets away. Melvin going over to second. The throw there is offline, and he slides in safely. I think Melvin would have been able to beat that one out at first, but he definitely would not have been able to beat that one out at second. But 2 throws that did not find the intended target for the Copperheads. Gift the Joes a runner in scoring position with 1 out as we move back to the top of the order. We'll see how that ends up getting scored. Like I said, I think this should be a hit for Melvin, who will continue a really strong start to the season. Konzak the batter. First pitch to him misses up high, 4-1. One-0 offering on the way, and it finds the inside part of the zone. Good pitch there. Had a little bit of run on it. So Konzak facing an even count, 1-1. The pitch, this one flared over the left side, and it'll get out of play. They're actually going to call that one an error for Melvin. So he won't get granted the hit. Unlucky, but still standing over there on second base. Runner on the move, and now maybe caught in a rundown is Melvin, but the throw is high, and he gets back to second. Lucky break there for Tristan Melvin. Thought he got a good jump, but it was read well by Beery, who lifted his knee and stepped off. But there was nobody covering the bag, and by the time there was, bit of a panic mode throw from Adam Beery, and it resulted up high. So a fortunate break for Hamilton. Now the 1-2 to Konzak. He waited on it. Chopper to second. Reaching up is Aldridge, and he'll make the 5-foot throw over to first for the second out of the inning. Melvin will advance to third base.
Now batting for the Joes, number 9, Bennett Clement.
Now Bennett Clement up to the plate. Bennett 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles. Runner on third, 2 outs. Beery pitching from the windup now. First offering to Clement over the outside corner. 4-1, excuse me. Pearl, we talked about the situational hitting yesterday. It was good late. It's the 0-1 offering. Big swing and a miss from Clement for strike 2. But I think it's just been better throughout today. There was 2 runs on 9 hits yesterday and already 5 runs on 7 for the Joes.
Absolutely.
Of course, that's always aided by the home run whenever you can get one. 3-run shot. 0-2 misses up high to Bennett Clement. Yeah, when you got 2 guys on and you can have your next guy come up and drive them all in at once, that'll certainly help that run to hit ratio total. 1-2 to Clement. Curveball never came back, missing outside for ball 2. Joe's plated 2 in the top of the 4th to take a 2-1 lead, and then 3 runs in the last inning in the top of the 5th. 2-2, swinging a foul tip. That pitch was borderline, maybe starting to break back towards the zone. Clement caught it off the end of the bat. That'll keep the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Beery sets. Readies and fires. This one grounded over to short. Waiting on it is Shepard. Picking, firing over to first, and the throw is not in time. Clement hustling down the base paths. That was a relatively routine ground ball. Nothing too crazy there, but somehow Bennett Clement able to come away with his 3rd single of the day. It'll score a run and now make it 6-1 Joes.
Looks like Riley Hawthorne is welcome to booze over the PA system, as his last at-bat was a home run.
Riley blasted one over the right field fence. It's just the 2nd home run for any Joe this season, 1st for Hawthorne. But the inning extended, and the Joes put another one on for some insurance after Bennett Clement beats out the throw from short. First pitch, runner goes, bouncing throw over to second's not going to get there in time. Clement back into scoring position. He's had 3 singles, and every single time he has made it at least into scoring position.
Man, I feel like every time I look and see a Joe on base, it's Bennett Clement.
Yeah, he's just been so good at the plate. Regardless of how he can get on base, he just does it. First pitch, Hawthorne thought about it. And I guess he got a piece because that one deflected awkwardly to the backstop, and Clement didn't make a move to third. So a haphazard swing there from Riley Hawthorne. So after an extended break, the 0-1 grounded right side and just a bit foul. We'll move the count to 0-2. Hawthorne is 1 for 2. He also worked a walk. Both times he's been on the base paths in the last 2 innings, he's come around to score. Fury will look over at second. O2 pitch. Outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Riley Hawthorne. Joe's leading 6-1 over the Southern Ohio Copperheads. Thanks in part to a Bennett Clement RBI infield single that came just moments ago. Clement now on second. 1-2 pitch. Hit up the middle. Jumping and not making the play at short is Shepard. That'll get down in center. Clement racing around. He will score easily. And it's another RBI single for the Joes. Riley Hawthorne with his 4th ribby of the night.
Now batting for the Joes, number 8, Andrew Patrick.
7-1 our score now as Andrew Patrick will come in. Patrick with a pair of free bags. His last 2 times up, he was hit and then walked. Runner on first, 2 outs. Joe's leading 7-1. Copperheads have had a tough time. They're coming off an 11-1 loss against Grand Lake yesterday. First pitch to Patrick misses up high for ball 1. Talking to some guys with the Copperheads team, though, saying that most of all the guys just wanted to be able to get home and play some home games, as they essentially had 6 in a row on the road.
Oof.
That were kind of split up by the game that was not completed earlier this week. Copperheads went 3-3 on that road trip. They are 1-0 here at Bob Wren Stadium this season. Joe's looking to stay perfect on the road, sitting at 2-0 after the win in the first week at McBride Stadium against the Richmond Jazz and the win last night at Grady's Field against the Xenia Scouts. 1-0 the count to Andrew Patrick. Here's the pitch, and that one is fouled back to the screen. Grant Miller comes flying out of the dugout to come retrieve it. And we saw some lights coming up in the distance. I thought maybe it was because of the power plant on the left side, but apparently it is going to be some lightning, so we are going to have to delay this one, as the players will have to come off the field, and the fans continuing at Bob Wren Stadium to be robbed of baseball as we are in a weather delay. So now the lightning strike's starting to come through a little more clearly out there in center. Make sure to follow the Hamilton Joes on all of our social media channels for updates as this situation progresses. But the current one, top of the 7th inning, and a 1-1 count to Andrew Patrick with 2 outs. Joe's leading Southern Ohio Copperheads 7-1. And we will come back as soon as we have any more information on this delay and let you know how it will progress. But until then, stay with us. Follow us on social media for all the updates, and we will hopefully be back to play some more baseball in just a short time. We'll see you in a few moments. Stay tuned until then. Welcome back inside Bob Wren Stadium. The Lightning has somewhat evaded us as it's kind of moved around the area a bit northeast of us as it moves across the state of Ohio, and we should be all set to go here to resume things in the top of the 7th inning. New pitcher on the mound for the Copperheads is Matthew Nolan, who will take over for Adam Beery. Of course, the weather delay kind of throws a loop into everything in terms of pitching. And so Matt Nolan will come in and face off with Andrew Patrick, who's facing a 1-1 count with 2 outs. Nolan making his second appearance, first out of the bullpen in his lone start. He went 1 1/3 innings and gave up 4 earned runs off of 2 hits. He walked 4 and struck out 1 in that outing. Patrick coming up, count is 1-1. Once again, thanks to all of you who have stuck it out, through the weather delay. As we are back here in the top of the 7th inning. Once again, the count is 1-1 to Andrew Patrick. So no final line just yet on Adam Beery, as he is responsible for the runner at first base. That is Riley Hawthorne, who singled just prior to the weather delay to knock in Bennett Clement. The Joes have 2 runs here in the top of the 7th inning. You can still see the lightning kind of reflecting up in the clouds up above the stadium, but the umpires have deemed it safe. It is very far away. First pitch to Patrick, check swing. That almost got down in fair territory, but just foul up the right side. I think basically all the Cheds fans have gone home. There's a few kids that have stuck it out. Maybe some more people filing in as they find out via social media channels and such that the game has resumed.
Sad because we had a pretty lively crowd out here.
Absolutely. That one missed up high to make the count 2-2. Yeah, the crowd was, they didn't have a whole lot to cheer about necessarily for their team, but this game op staff does a good job. They were getting the crowd engaged, and it was a fun atmosphere here. 2-2, missing down low to make it ball 3. It's interesting because that almost seems like forever ago at this point. It wasn't a very long delay, but it was kind of in that weird time where it turns pitch black as the sun sets. It starts to darken very quickly, and so that seems almost like forever ago when we halted the game. Full count pitch, lifted up and out of play. So Patrick defending. There's 2 outs in the inning here in the top of the 7th. Nobody got to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" yet. We're just 1 out short. Joe's looking to extend what has already been a pretty decent rally, as both of the runs have come with 2 outs. Bennett Clement knocked in Tristan Melvin on the RBI infield single, and then Riley Hawthorne followed him up with an RBI single of his own. Payoff pitch, grounder up the middle. Shepard gets it at short, throws across the diamond, and it beats out Andrew Patrick by half a step. And he is retired to finish things off here in the top of the 7th. So albeit a brief one, we got to see a little more baseball. We'll head back to break. When we come back, 7th inning stretch and the bottom of the 7th inning as the Copperheads look to claw their way back into this one. 7-1, Joe's lead. You're watching Joe's Baseball on the All Wealth Hamilton Joe's Broadcast Network. So I apologize. I misidentified the inning after I guess I misclicked on the scoreboard, and then I couldn't see the scoreboard out there in left center because it's dark. We're in the 6th. Apologize for that, folks. So bottom of the 6th inning here from Mitch Class, the new batter. He lifts that one out of play. New pitcher on the mound for the Joes. It is Zach Breeden out of Miami Hamilton. Breeden has shown solid stuff in his first couple of outings. The 0-1 misses outside to even the count of the ball and a strike. Next pitch, finding the zone as well. 1-2 to Mitch Class. Swing and a miss on the 1-2. Strike 3. Zach Breeden starts off his outing with a bang. And Class is down on strikes. Here in the bottom of the 6th, Ian Crump will come up next. Zach Breeden making his 3rd appearance out of the bullpen. He's pitched 3 2/3 innings, giving up 3 hits, 3 runs, only 1 earned. Walking 1 and striking out 6 prior to today. He's already got 1 strikeout and 1 batter faced. Ian Crump will lift the first pitch up and out of play on the right side. Will bounce its way on the concrete on the concourse here surrounding Bob Wren Stadium. Here at Bob Wren Stadium, some university buildings kind of in the background in center field, as well as some other OU stuff. As that one misses up high to make it 1-1. On to the right, more of the athletic facilities, softball field out there in right field, and then towering over everything is the basketball arena. Really cool construction. Missing up high there is Breeden to make it ball 2. Kind of like a Coliseum-esque type design on a round building out there in right field. 2-1, big swing and a miss. Breeden continuing to show strong stuff out on the mound. Two balls and 2 strikes to count to Ian Crump. Bases empty, 1 out. Joe's leading 7-1. Breeden kicks and deals just off the plate. And the count is full. Payoff pitch. Fouled back just over the screen. That one may have actually hit off the top of the press box. The count remains 3-2 to Ian Crump. Breeden nods the head. Here it comes. In there, called strike 3 on the inside corner. Back-to-back strikeouts for Zach Breeden as he mows down a pair of Copperheads. 2 outs now with the bases empty for Matthew Friesen. First pitch to Friesen, missing on the outside corner. Now the 1-0 offering. This one hit into straightaway center. Coming over is Clement. He's going to have to play it on the 1-hop. That'll be a base hit for Matthew Friesen, his first of the day. And with 2 outs, the Copperheads have a man aboard. Conor Aldridge, the birthday boy, and the 9-man coming up to the plate. He is 0 for 2 on the day. Breeden pitching from the stretch. Looks at first, fires home. Fastball over the outside half of the plate for strike 1. Now the 0-1 offering, breaking ball, fouled back. Aldridge got a little antsy there in the box, was a little out in front of it. That'll make the count 0-2. Breeden looking for his 3rd strikeout in his first inning of work. And prior to the pitch, he'll just toss over to first. Breeden comes set. Here's the 0-2. Chopper third base side. It's played in fair territory. Jumping throw over to first is not going to be in close to time. So it's going to be a single for Aldridge. Not sure what would have happened there had Bridges elected to not play that, as it may have gone foul, but he decided to give it a shot. Bridges, that's kind of a unique situation to insert the stat that we talked about a little bit at the start of the year. Bridges led all JUCO prospects, according to PBR, after his JUCO prospect day. He throws 95 miles an hour from third to first. But that time, the throw had about 20 feet tacked onto it because he was so far into foul territory as this momentum carried him. So at the top of the order now, with first and second and 2 outs.
Copperheads look like they're trying to knock on the door.
Rucker swings and misses at that one. Big cut for strike one. Breeden nods his head. Now he'll give the 1-1, and that one up and in. Rucker will promptly spoink out of the way. 2 balls and 1 strike to Trey now. Out of Arizona State. He will ground this one to second. Taking it himself is Hawthorne. He'll step on the bag at second base for the force, and that will end the inning. So pretty clean stuff despite a pair of singles given up by Zach Breeden. He finishes his first inning with 2 strikeouts, and we head to the 7th. 7-1 our score. We'll be back in a moment, due up for the Joes, Ulrich, Miller, and Lester when we come back. You're watching Joes Baseball on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Top of the 7th inning here from Bob Wren Stadium. Luke West Polypearl's able alongside. Evan Ulrich will lead things off for the Joes. Evan is 0 for 3 on the day. But we got the chance to talk to assistant coach Ryan Finnerty during the delay. He came up here in the box to avoid some of that lightning out there. Said Evan probably hit the hardest ball of the day in his first at-bat. That time a check swing that went a little too far for strike one. Evan flew out to center in his first at-bat of the game. Was hit on the screws. Almost got over the head of Ratliff, but he eventually made the play. 0-1 pitch. This one taken in the air to right. Coming in on it is Crump. And now he'll back out and make the catch. Ulrich with a fly out to right. That'll make it 1 out in the inning here in the top of the 7th. Grant Miller coming up now. Grant has had a nice day at the plate. 1 for 2. Hit the ball pretty hard his first time up in a line out to second, but since then has a 2 RBI single and a walk. First pitch breaking ball, misses high and away for ball 1. Next pitch on the way, and it misses in a similar spot. So Miller ahead in the count 2-0. Nolan winds and deals. That one taken into the gap in left center, deflected off the glove of Shepard, but it's down for a base hit. That's the second time a ball's been hit Shepard's way. It's short in the air, and he's had to make a tough play on it, and both times it's dropped for a base knock for the Joes.
Now batting for the Joes, number 11, Parker Lester.
Parker Lester up to the plate.
Still searching for that first hit, and I believe this is the 3rd time he's come up to bat with runners on. Hopefully this time it's set up for success for him.
Yeah, Lester came up with 2 outs in the second, but nobody on, and then since then has had 2 plate appearances with runners on base as the first pitch misses up high for ball 1. You just get the feeling with Lester, the way he's been hitting the ball in batting practice and even hitting the ball in games, that once one is able to just fall, he's going to be able to probably go on a little bit of a run.
Absolutely.
He just needs to kind of break this slump. So next pitch on the way, he's way out in front. Swing and a miss for strike 1. One with 1 out. Miller on the move. Look out. That throw goes over Lester's head. And I think Lester actually screamed at Miller. He thought maybe if Miller was up, he might have been able to get 2 bags off it, as there was a slow reaction by Friesen behind the plate, but don't think Miller hurt him as he slid into second. But now a runner in scoring position for Parker in a hitter's count, facing a 2-1. Here's the pitch, and it's up high for ball 3. So Lester might be sitting fastball here after a lot of off-speed stuff thrown by Matthew Nolan. Facing a 3-1 count, runner on second. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball, and it misses down low for ball 4. So no hit for Lester, but he does work the walk, and so he will head to base for the first time tonight.
That is Lester's 2nd walk of the season.
That will bring up Walker Bridges. Walker is 1 for 3 with a single. Both runners on the move. Check swing. Slowly hit over to second. It's going to be a tough play. Aldridge throws to first. It's not in time. Coming home is Miller, and he will score. So an unintentional infield single there from Walker Bridges drives in a run. Yeah, so basically the hit and run was on for the Joes, and the second baseman, that was Aldridge, was following Parker Lester to second, I believe to potentially back up the throw as Shepard was covering the base. Bridges tried to check his swing, and it just kind of knocked off his bat right into the soft spot in the infield, and Aldridge had to turn around and come back on it. But now it's an RBI for Bridges, and they're on first and second again, as that one misses for ball 1. Tristan Melvin, the batter for the Joes. The pitch, that one fouled straight back. Melvin is officially 0 for 1 on the day. We mentioned during the time when he was on base in the 6th inning, which was a long time ago at this point, that We thought he might get the hit, but unfortunately for him, the play over at short was ruled an error, so he's going to be 0 for 1 right now. 1-1 pitch. Chopper to short. Lester had to get out of the way, and it's misplayed. Back-to-back E6s. Lester rounding third, coming home to score. And so 2 E6s now for Tristan Melvin as he reaches base back-to-back times. It's the second error of the game for the Cheds, and now it'll put him on the corners. Lester comes in to score to make it 9-1. And the Joes will head back to the top of the order. So digging in now, Caden Konzak. Caden is 0 for 3. First pitch to him misses up high for ball 1. (9-1) our score. Here comes the offering, and that one misses down low for ball 2. Two and 0 the count to Caden Konzak. As now in an interesting situation, if the Joes are able to score both these runners on base, we could be looking at a run rule type situation. So that one dives down low, and they're going to say he went around. So 2-2 the count to Caden Konzak. Here's the pitch, and that misses down and away. Melvin went, and behind the plate, Friesen didn't even really seem to notice. So a full count. Melvin advances to second on the stolen base. And now, potentially, the run rule winning run, you could say, is in scoring position. Payoff pitch down low, ball 4, and they're loaded. Caden Konzak with the walk. Second time Caden has been on base tonight. And now Bennett Clement up to the plate. Bennett is 3 for 4 with 3 singles. He scored 2 runs. 2 of the singles were in the infield. And the last one, which scored a run, looked to be very routine, but he somehow beat it out. It's the first pitch to Bennett, crosses the plate for strike 1. Clement's got just kind of a great package in terms of what he brings to the table. He's got good contact hitting. He's fast on the base paths, and he's very, very good defensively, playing out there in center. 0-1 will miss up and away for ball 1. Bennett's got some clutch gene in him as well. As this one's taken deep to left center field. Coming in on it is Ratliff. He dives and he can't make the play. 1 run will score, but it won't be 2 because the Joes all thought it would be caught. Anyways, though, it's going to make it a 10-1 game. All the runners will advance 1 base as Bennett Clement
4 for 5.
is now 4 for 5, and he knocks in another RBI. What a day it's been for him, Pearl.
Absolutely. I think we need to just label him Mr. Clutch.
So Bridges comes in to score. Melvin to third. Konzak to second. Riley Hawthorne now the batter for the Joes. First pitch to Riley, right over Broadway. Strike 1. So if you're not aware of GLSCL rules, 10 runs in a 9-inning game after 7 innings or more would end it. And this one's hit to the right side. It'll get through into the outfield. Base hit. 1 run comes in to score. Here comes the second. The throw's not going to get there. It'll be cut off by the pitcher. That is Nolan. And the Joes will take a 12-1 lead. 2 RBIs for Riley Hawthorne, who continues a fantastic day. His last 4 at-bats, he's got a walk and a run, then a home run and 2 singles.
Half of our runs are courtesy of Riley.
Melvin and Konzak come in to score. Clement comes to third. They're going to meet the infield here for Southern Ohio. So as I was kind of talking about before, we're actually seeing it introduced a little bit into regular college play. As for the first time this year, we saw some run rule type rules introduced in certain conferences. But in the GLSCL, if you're leading by 10 runs in a 9-inning game, of course, so non-doubleheaders only, if you're leading by 10 runs after 7 or more innings, so in the 7th or 8th, the game will be called early. So the Joes will continue to bat here in the top of the 7th inning, and then if they were able to preserve this lead at 10 or more runs in the bottom of the inning, the game will be over. And that's a really interesting point because it kind of gives you something to play for while you're up by a lot of runs because, you know, you don't want to use that pitching if you don't have to. We were talking to Coach Finnerty about that and about who he might throw later in this game. I mean, you could potentially be talking about Zach Breeden going out and now just closing the game out. You keep as many arms in the bullpen as possible as the Joes will continue this road trip. So Andrew Patrick, the last batter to come up to the plate in this inning for the Joes, as they have now officially batted around. Runners on the corners, 1 out. (12-1) our score as the Joes lead the Copperheads 5 runs here in the top of the 7th inning. First pitch to Patrick misses down low for ball 1. Really just refreshing, though, to see the Joes bats finally get going, as it seemed like, yeah, just that tiny piece was missing. Whenever they had one part of it, whether it was situational hitting or just having a lot of hits, they didn't have the other. They've had both tonight. Another check swing. We've seen a lot of those tonight. Check swings that have somehow found the baseball. Patrick's is fouled out of play to make the count 1-1. But, yeah, we talked about, I mean, you had situational hitting somewhat yesterday, but you weren't able to get too many extra base hits as we get a big arm movement there from Nolan, but he didn't release the baseball.
Yeah, they've just been progressively chipping away the last couple games, but wow, what an explosion of offense it's been so far.
And this is kind of how it's been for the Joes in years past. You know, it takes some time for these guys. They've played with metal bats their whole life. They're playing with wood for the first time and playing for a new team and kind of a new setup. Sometimes it can take, you know, a week or so to get going. So that one misses up high to make it 2-1 to Patrick. But last year, when we saw the Joes get going, they got going. They started the year 7-7, then ended up winning 21 games after that to close out the season. Went 21-8 in their final 29.
Won the championship,
yep,
right?
And then made the postseason as the top seed in the South and then won the championship. So they really, really got going. They had a fantastic pitching staff last year, but once the bats were able to really find their stride, that was what really propelled the Joes to start dominating the South Division. 3-1 to Patrick, misses up high. And for the third time tonight, Andrew Patrick on base.
Wow.
Still hitless, but
he still manages to get on.
Yep, he will load him up. Evan Ulrich coming up to the plate now. And that's going to be the end of the night for Matthew Nolan. So a bit of a difficult situation for Nolan to come into after the weather delay, coming in partway through an at-bat. That was actually to Andrew Patrick in the last inning. But unfortunately for him, it's not going to end the way he wants to. He gives up 5 and is responsible for 3 runners on here in the top of the 7th. New pitcher coming in for the Copperheads. We'll let you know who it is when we come back. Joe's rolling here in Athens, 12-1 our score. Back in a moment on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network.